Welcome in, everybody. We're back with Coffee with Coach this season, presented by Tim Hortons. I'm your host, Susie Cool, joined by Amerks head coach Seth Apper today. Coach, I love me a good cup of joe in the morning. How do you take your coffee?
Black.
Black.
Tim Hortons, black. Yep. No, very simple, but Tim's is my favorite, and just straight heat.
Okay, that's much different than my order. Mine might as well be milk at this point.
You're having a milkshake in the morning?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go over the first weekend of play for the Rochester Americans. A win, a loss against Toronto. First overall impressions of the team.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from. There's a lot of good. I think, you start with the team defensive play that we only gave up one 5-on-5 goal on the weekend. So that was a good thing from a team defense because we're very young, and some of the things you can struggle with our defense when you're young. Our D-core did a good job defending. I thought Pekka Luukkonen was outstanding. So there's some real good stuff defensively. The power play was very good one night, was quite poor the next, which is understandable. The penalty kill was unbelievable one night and struggled the next. We need to get to the net a little bit more 5-on-5 to create a little bit more offensive scoring chances on a 5-on-5 basis. But for the most part, a lot of good, and then some things that we need to get better at to get ready for this week.
You mentioned the young group of forwards that you have. You come out with a win and a loss against Toronto, but how imminent with that quick turnaround and the travel was this first weekend for those players?
It's a reality check of how hard the American Hockey League is. You win, a lot of those guys played well. You get on a bus ride, it's 3 hours, you have to cross the border, you get in 2 in the morning, you're trying to go to sleep, you wake up and it's basically game time the next afternoon. It's hard to have success in the American Hockey League. It's a very difficult league. I think that they all handled it adequately on Saturday. There'll be learning moments from that, but then there's also learning moments from some of our, this is such a great opportunity for Rusek, Weisbach, Byro, Murray to become leaders and drivers on our team. It's one thing to score as a secondary scorer and be productive, but it's another thing to be the guys that have to drive your team every night. There's more responsibility, there's more pressure that comes along with that.
You mentioned forwards Linus Weisbach and Lucas Rusek there. They came away with a pair of points apiece this weekend. What can we expect from them this year?
Well, we need consistency of competitiveness. When you're a young forward and you're on the bottom 2 lines, anything you do to help is a good thing. And if you're struggling a little bit that night, that's okay, because Ruotsalainen, Quinn, Peterka, Jankowski, guys like that can pick up the slack. Well, that's not the case this year. We intentionally didn't sign guys to block Rusek and Weisbach and Byro and Murray from becoming the drivers of our team. So that's a great pressure. That's a healthy pressure that they have on them to be consistently competitive. Because if they're consistently competitive with their talent and their mind, then they're going to be really good players every night.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here, Coach, today. That was your first episode of Coffee with Coach, presented by Tim Hortons. We'll see you again next week.